What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central. I apologize for the tardiness. I was trying to find this album. Because I wanted to jam to some 2020... What is this? House music? Electro? Synth? We used to jam to this album a lot back in 2020. A lot. Christmas is over, so we're done with Christmas music. We are done. We have one more holiday party tomorrow. One more holiday party tomorrow for New Year's Eve. And then all of the decorations, all of the lights, everything is going away. It's disappearing. Disappearing, and I can't be happier. I cannot be happier. We've got like snow fluff all over the place. Got lights that we need to put away. Whew. Whew, whew, whew. For those of you that don't know, this is San Francisco, the name of the song, on the Lone Wolf album by Harris Heller, Stream Beats. Copyright-free, DMCA-free music for your live stream and your YouTubes. Highly recommended. Great, great, great artist. Collaboration. Good stuff all around. Big fan of it. Big fan of it. I need to move this out of the way so I don't accidentally grab it. No idea what I did with my water, but that's okay. Finally got my monitors mounted. Got everything positioned correctly. Everything is great. Let's say hi to the chats. We have the Way of Progress player extraordinaire. Taro is here. Tunes. What's up, Tunes? Colorado Kid. Klongen. D. Warman. Bonjour, says Taro. What's up, John Knox? I see a penguin there in the live stream. Catherine never loved him, and he's very quick to anger. That's the answer. That's the answer. Vartan, Johnny Moots, Pat Fez, what's up? Topaz Blue, BM, Richard Cochran. Aloha, Richard. Played golf today. You know, we got Ashton's Nintendo Switch golf clubs in today. I got a funny story. We're going to talk about the mail room debacle here in a second, but he's playing Mario Golf right now on a Switch on the TV in the theater room. So he's having a lot of fun right now. Is the cup on the bookshelf behind you? Is the cup? No, that is not a cup. That is that's one of those things that heat up scented wax. It's a St. Louis Blues scented wax holder. You turn it on and it's got a little light and it lights up. But when I turn it on, it kind of washes. There's too much blue. It just like washes it out. And I don't like the mix, so I don't keep it on. That and I forget that it's on and I don't want to burn the house down. Don't want to burn the house down. What's up, Bulldog? Ray Johnson, Javon Peters. Tape City says Enigmas is staying inside because of last... Michael. Road of Sticker Refiners. Hello, Vartan. It's a bong. It's not a bong. Definitely not a bong. 123 Switch is super fun for the Switch. So is Active. I have this. Let's do this. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. On to the next song. So, funny story. Let's do a quick story time and then I'll jump into the topics. We haven't been getting our mail since like Wednesday, which is important because, you know, Christmas was like a couple of days after that, right? So we were still getting some packages in. Some packages didn't show up. Mail wasn't showing up. So we have this community lifestyle situation where we have mail hauls, right? You have to go to the mail hall in the neighborhood in order to get your mail. Is it dark in here to you guys? Let me adjust this a little bit. Oh, I haven't. There we go. I forgot to put my light back. There we go. That's much better. So we haven't been getting our mail in the mail hall for a couple of days now, and so I went to the post office, like the actual post office, and I was like, hey, you know, here's my ID, and the lady was like, do you have a slip? Because if the mailbox is full, or if there's a package that's too big, sometimes they'll leave a little slip. You know, like when they leave a slip on your door that says, sorry, we missed you, or you weren't home, or whatever. They'll leave a slip that says, mail undeliverable, got to go to the post office. So I go to the post office, and the lady's like, yeah, you didn't pick up your mail for too many days in a row, so they canceled your account. The post office canceled my mail. And so the mail was sitting at the post office, not my mail haul. You know, the post office is 15 minutes away. They canceled my mail and were holding my mail there until I submitted a forwarding address form because I had moved. But I had not. I had not moved. In fact, I was checking the mail twice a day because we were missing packages. The disturbing thing is somehow that triggered Amazon to not deliver packages. If packages are delivered, they're delivered to our door, like our actual porch, right? Our front door. But if it's mail, it goes to the mail haul. Them canceling my consumer account forced Amazon to stop shipping packages to our address. So the Amazon carrier did not physically deliver the packages to my address. So I went to the post office, had 6 Christmas presents for the boys. 6. One of them was the golf game. Crazy. All right, so let's talk about stuff and things. We've got this new faction system coming out, right? This new faction system, and this is a mobile thing, guys. We're gonna talk about we're gonna do an overview of the factions system as it sits. We're gonna answer some questions, and we're gonna discuss it a little bit more in depth. Who's the big winner? Who's the big loser? And all of that. So if you haven't already, I've shared this PDF document in my Discord. You guys can go check it out for yourself. It's a 2.5 page PDF document. There's nothing else to it. And from what I've been reading around the interwebs, apparently there's a lot more that was revealed, yet I don't know about it. And I'm not sure how that's possible, but here we are. So factions. In early 2022, they're going to collapse all of the tribes, or the special features is what they're currently technically called. I call them tribes. They're going to be collapsed into 6 factions, all right? The Undead, Elf, Blessed, Engineer are all being changed. Their name is being changed to the Eternity, Nature, Honor, Progress. And then, of course, we have the Chaos, and Mystic is going to Mystery, right? So there's 6. And here are the 6 new factions. Okay, I briefly touched on this in my video that I published earlier this morning, but each of the factions is getting added in a couple of heroes. And the reason why they did this, a lot of people are asking why they did this. Well, the reason why they did this is because with the addition of the Mystery Tribe, and I'm going to keep calling them tribes, I don't care what they're actually called. With the addition of the Mystery Tribe, they were running out of space. The heroes that were left over were not fitting well. And as they released new heroes, it limited design choices. Because consider the Way of Eternity, which was formerly the Undead Tribe. The Way of Eternity was given Faceless, Kark, and Dante. Let's see if those were 3 of the handful of heroes left. You needed to create a new hero that fit in somehow thematically with those 3 heroes. Now we did a little bit of theory crafting with the celestial heroes or the space or the galactic heroes during the Chaba Galactic sale. We thought that Chaba and Judge, Orion, Kark, maybe a couple of others would have fit in really well with this cosmic tribe, right? So there are still some options, but eventually it was going to limit their design choices, and they were going to have to do something like this anyway. So they went ahead and just did it now. Or they're about to do it anyway. They're gonna make it happen, and they grouped all existing heroes into specific tribes based on what I don't know. Some of these make sense. Some of these absolutely do not make sense whatsoever, and a lot of people are really upset about it. What their plan is releasing heroes, which this also in a way limits design. But what their plan is to release heroes to balance out specific tribes, such as the Way of Eternity. Let's say that this group of 7 heroes is on the weaker side, all right? So then they could release a hero that was themed into the Way of Eternity that could boost up that group. Okay? They could boost up that group. They could also tweak the group buffs that each tribe gets if and when they get group buffs. Currently, there isn't any, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But I tell you what, though, whenever this was announced, it was really funny. You guys know Tim from the Hero Wars Mobile GOAT Facebook page. It was really interesting watching him discuss why heroes deserve in one thing but not the other, because it gives him insight into the way that he plays Hero Wars. But a lot of what I'm seeing are people upset that their core isn't all in the same group. So this is where that was kind of the introduction. This is kind of where we get into the meat of things, like the thick of it. These heroes, right? These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These 12 heroes have abilities, have skills that are modified by the number of other heroes in that tribe in the group. So let me say that again. Darkstar has a skill that is modified depending on the other elves, or I should say way of nature heroes, are in the group. Okay? Whoops. So existing teams are not going to be changed at all. Existing teams are fine. Every team that you consider meta and that works for you on your server is going to be just fine. It's going to be just fine. Some things are going to be tweaking here and there. You may have to adapt. That's what this game is about. Every 3 months, you have to change everything up again, right? Every 3 months. What this is doing is this is giving certain heroes more variety. Okay, before, let's take a hero. Let's take the Way of Eternity as an example, just because it's at the top here. This is left over from a video. The Way of Eternity has Corvus as the tank. Let me find my Corvus. Corvus. There we go. The Strike of the Damned ability deals damage and decreases defenses. We're talking about armor, magic defense, and dodge. What's happening here? There we go. Okay. So before, there was only 5 undead heroes. Now there are 7 Way of Eternity heroes. There are more options of heroes that you can pair with Corvus. All right, that's effectively all that's changing. These heroes that are being added in to that group, again, as an example, Faceless Kark Dante. These 3 heroes are now more useful in those specific lineups. And it's my guess. My guess is the reason why they're doing it is so that they can make an easier, they have an easier time tuning and balancing reworks and new heroes. Because new players are going to think immediately to build heroes in a specific faction, right? If I was a new player and I started during a Marcus event, and I got a Marcus and I love Marcus, I'm going to be more inclined to level up other heroes in the Way of Honor than potentially maybe leveling up a couple of heroes from the Way of Mystery. You guys see what I'm saying? So this isn't some game-breaking situation, right? Just about every single one of these heroes. A big one that people are talking about right now is Satori, because Amira is so new. Satori got a lot of buffs with his ability being modified. His blue ability it was his blue ability, right? No. Spirit of Banishment, right here. Applies an extra mark for each allied mystic. You can easily get 3 to 4 additional mystics into a Satori team. You don't need all 5. It would be nice. It would be beneficial for that specific skill, right? But all this is doing is giving you more options. More options. All right, Judge is an example. I'm excited for Judge. I think the Way of Progress, we'll talk about that in a second, Pat Fez. I'm actually saving Judge for a second. You're right, Tunes. Nature or Engineer for sure. I personally think Andy should have been in Nature because he's the creator of Titans. Yeah, Mystery doesn't make any sense, if I'm being honest. A lot of these are forced concept-wise, like the devs ran out of faction ideas. Oh, yeah, DJJ, 100%. Agree 100%. Agree 100%. So speaking of that conversation, that line of thinking, all right, we brought this up. Some of the influencers brought up how some of these don't make any sense, all right? Mojo, for example, Yasmin, Jew. Mojo's a voodoo witch doctor, right? Maybe would have belonged better in the mystery thing, maybe in the chaos. I can see nature. Yasmin is a stretch. Her poison is nature damage, I guess. I don't know. People are saying Zhu is a demon. Zhu's actually a troll. Zhu is a troll. Why is Zhu as a troll on the way of nature? I don't know. Chaba is a dragon. Dragons live outdoors. I don't know. Some of these, you're right. There are some stretches here. So we brought this up. We said, Tim was talking about how maybe you should swap Yasmin with Orion. Add Yasmin to the Way of Progress. Yasmin fits in mechanically better with those heroes, Sebastian and Jet, for example. Yasmin fits in better there. Orion definitely does fit in the engineer Way of Progress tribe. He's a technological marvel, right? Whatever. But he would fit mechanically better with the Way of Nature. Orion and Aurora, Orion and Alvinor, Orion and Kai, Orion and Mojo. I don't know. So, the question was posed, I like this way, meaning the way the devs propose it on the sheet. I just recommend a few hero tweaks, but I don't know if we're in a position. Could we recommend changes to the list? Alina says, not really sure, but go ahead and leave your suggestions here. Why not? So that leads me to think that these are pretty firm, but still has a little bit of wiggle room. And I wouldn't doubt it in the future if something does change. Some heroes are moved around a little bit. Wouldn't doubt it at all. Wouldn't doubt it one bit if some things get moved around a little bit. Taking this one step further, some people are getting really hung up on the old meta ideas, okay? I think that the developers hate the twins. I'm just going to say it. I think the developers hate the twins. And I think ultimately all of you do too. So all of you, not all of you, some of you have been like, the Lars and Krista don't really fit in with the chaos. I don't understand it. They just don't fit. I think you should break them up. I think that you should stop thinking about pairs of heroes in that way. You should stop, because the high-level players don't do that, and neither should the average player. There is definitely some combos that work very well. Kark Faceless, obviously. Kark Faceless works well, but Faceless is so good everywhere, and so is Kark. Kark is just okay everywhere, right? Better on Facebook and web for sure. Maybe good enough now. Maybe not. This all is happening too close to global tournament release. I think you're overthinking it. Why do we need these tribes? No, this doesn't increase their money at all. Not at all. A lot of people are saying that Maya deserves to be in the nature. I think Maya being in the nature branch. This is an Ascension. Maya being in the Way of Nature faction makes more sense. I get the feeling that the reason why more heroes aren't in other factions is because there are already too many heroes in those factions. DOH is 3 different factions? Yeah. I think they're desperate to break up some of these old meta designs. I think that they are. I think that they are desperate. Now, there's always going to be reasons to pair certain heroes together. Like, it just makes sense. Helios and Orion work so well together, and Dorian stands right between them. Like, that, it's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah. So, Michael says these tribes are useless in how I play the game. That's fine. The average player is going to build teams according to whatever way that they want to build the team, right? The high-end players are going to build their teams based on the defender. The high-level players are going to build their teams based on the defending team. Not because X team is good or Y team is good against this faction. It's going to be based on the defending team. That's what high-level players do. All right? Unfortunately, most people can't do that unless you have, 30 heroes leveled up. Why split twins? Because Krista's garbage. So let's talk about some predictions. Big wins, big losses. I personally think that the Way of Progress is getting a tank hero next. The very next hero that is added to Hero Wars Mobile, my guess, is a tank for the Way of Progress. Okay? I think that the combination of some of the heroes in there with one or two other heroes elsewhere, right? I do like using Elmir as a tank in some situations, but Daredevil, Sebastian, Astrid Lucas, Isaac Ginger, Isaac Judge, there are some fantastic teams in the Way of Progress. And thanks to my good friend Taro, I'm a big fan of the Engineer tribe as it is. Big fan of them as it is. Now that it's called Way of Progress, I think they're a big win. I think that the Chaos tribe, if people figure out how to use Lilith and Lars together without Lars dying, I think that's going to be a fantastic choice. I think anybody that uses Krista and the Chaos tribe is going to be building it the incorrect way. But I haven't tested anything yet. We'll see. You can use Astrid as a tank. It doesn't happen quick enough, Michael. Ray Johnson, don't jinx me. Don't put that negative energy in my life. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I think the inclusion of Kark into the Way of Eternity is a desperate attempt to make Kark relevant again, although I don't think that it's enough. I think the addition of Dante in there as well makes it a little bit better. I think that the Undead tribe have been strong from the get-go. I think the Way of Eternity tribe is very strong. I also think that the Nature tribe is very strong. I think the Way of Nature is going to be a very tough contender as well. But again, anybody that's picking a team of 5 heroes out of a specific faction and not dipping into other factions, I think that's the wrong way to build. Guys, this is just giving you more options. That's all this is doing. There is no faction-wide buff. There's no faction-wide, if you have 5 heroes of the same faction, you get plus 20 strength. There's no bonus vampirism if you have 4 of the heroes of the... There's nothing like that. I'm not sure yet how I feel about the Way of Mystery. I'm still not sure how I feel about Amira. She's kind of slow, but she is crushing people. So it just really depends. I think that the elves are very strong. I haven't built any of the elves up myself, but I do have Elmir and Yasmin on a couple of teams. Of course, Ju and Mojo are something that everybody's going to level. I think the big win when it comes to factions, honestly, and this is something that I mentioned earlier on, I think that this is going to be amazing, having the discussion on which 3 teams should I build. When people come to you with a list of heroes and say, help me build 3 teams of 5, you're going to be able to be like, all right, well, you have 4 Way of Honor heroes already leveled up. Just add 1 more. Boom, there's 1 team. You have 3 Way of Chaos heroes leveled up. Just go ahead and throw in, I don't know, Helios into that group and you're good. You already have 4 Way of Eternity heroes leveled up, so just boom, add 1 or 2 more there. I think that's the big win. I've seen low-level Amiras wreck high-power teams. Sure, they charge fast. The game is dumb in that way. I'm very excited for the Way of Progress. That's my personal thing. I don't know if it's the best. A lot of people are really saying that the Chaos Tribe is going to be overpowered, but I think Lars' health pool is too low for Lilith to really take advantage of that. Wait, is it Zisha that drains the health? It's Zisha, not Lilith. But I think a Lilith ult plus a Lars Tornado, actually a Lars Tornado and then a Lilith ult, I think that's going to be humongous. I think that's going to be the new twins. But don't overthink this, guys. Don't overthink it. Everyone will build Ju. Nobody will build Mojo after Violet skill is maxed. Yeah. So continuing on, this is to me the most interesting thing about this. January 17th, guys. Faction Brawls. Faction brawls are coming on January 17th. Do you guys remember the Lilith Brawl? The Lilith Brawl was pick 4 heroes plus Lilith, fight an enemy, right? They were all maxed out. You had access to every single hero. Pick 4 heroes plus Lilith, attack the enemy. That was the point of the Brawl. I'm not sure how mechanically they're going to do this with all of these heroes. Maybe you pick one. Maybe you pick, I'm going to do Wave Chaos, and then you're given like that stable of heroes. I cannot wait to see what this looks like. What day is January 17th? We're going to be... I don't know how long this event's going to last. What is January 17th? That's a Monday. Guys, that Monday is going to be fantastic. I cannot wait for that Monday. It's going to be a big day for me. I might live stream for 5 hours that day. It's going to be amazing. Do you remember the first Brawl? Pick one hero and watch 5 of them go at it? Yeah, that was dumb. Even 5 judges, it was dumb to watch, Pat Fez. Dorian with Lars will keep him alive. Zisha is in front of Lars, letting Lars heal from Dorian's aura. Okay. Wave progress. Isaac Ginger about to wreck. Wish we could mix them up. Still want max testing. Yeah, max testing is coming. It's coming. Right. Is it going to force a lot of players who don't have things maxed out to have to level up heroes they never would have? No. Why 2D realms? Let's explore this a little bit further. This is another great point, 00. Put a little plus sign next to this tab. This is going to force a lot of players who don't have things maxed out to have to level up heroes they never would have. Why? Finkelzo, I believe since the Blessed Tribe were introduced, I believe that's when they started this this thought process. What's up, Vance? I don't know why it's going to force people to level up any more heroes than they already are. Because you can only build so many heroes at once, right? You can only invest energy into one hero at a time. Now, you could make the very tertiary argument that instead of building, let's take the Way of Eternity, and I'm just doing this because it's the top, right? Maybe you wanted a pure undead team, so you were building these 5 heroes, but now you've decided instead of Kira, you want to level Kark. Instead of Kira, you want to level Kark, and you've already invested in a Kira. In those instances, yeah, you absolutely should have. But to that I ask you, if you loved Kark so much, why didn't you just level a Kark team to begin with? I think people are overthinking the effectiveness of these additional heroes. I really do. I might be wrong. Unless you're a whale, yeah. I want faction events. So Finkelso, I believe the reason why we didn't get any of the undead artifact events for all of the tribes, I believe this is why. I believe they were using that as a test to see how it worked. And now that we have this, I wouldn't be surprised if we get one of these every month, every other month. I would not be surprised. There's a Wave Mystery event where you get all of the artifact items for those 7 heroes. I believe that's going to be the situation. That's my thought. I want to answer some questions, though. This individual says Chaos Tribe is going to be broken after the update. It's not a question. Josh says, straight up boost to my Astaroth, Jorgen, Zisha, Dorian, Lilith team. Yep. Jorgen being added into the Chaos is actually, in my opinion, probably the most potent situation. I don't know that Lars actually is going to fit, but I really like the look of this team. I know that Assassin likes another team with Jorgen in it, but that's pretty good. Thanks for the detailed explanation. Satori becomes OP. Kark becomes much less interesting. So Vladimir, I'm not sure how he becomes less interesting being added in there. Satori becomes OP. I believe Satori was already overpowered, but the addition of Anvari, I'm already using Anvari in my Satori team right now. I am already using Anvari in my Satori team right now. And I was thinking about dropping Anvari because he wasn't a mystic. Now he is a mystic. Me, for example, my top 11 heroes are scattered across all these factions. The most I have is 3-1 faction. 2D realms, don't build a faction team then. Just don't worry about it. Just don't build a faction team. If you're building teams around heroes that are bolded down here, right? If you're building teams around Satori, or Isaac is a good one. The whole point of Isaac is to boost up engineers. Like, that's the whole point. Same with Tristan to an extent. Corvus and Morgan have their undead boosts. But if you're not building a team around these specific heroes, then you don't need to have a faction-specific team. What's up, Glenn? Corvus, Kark, Morgan, Faceless, Phobos is great. I can believe that. Invari and Helios is so strong they can go on almost any time. Team. I'm psyched about Invari Satori. Squid says, kind of mad about this. Feels like they took the easy way other than make new tribes. People who focus on Kark. So you guys understand why they're doing this. Like, this was ultimately going to happen anyway. It's just happening now instead of a year from now. Finally, Kark getting into the Undead faction. I always wanted that. In addition to that, Satori also getting Invari. Yep, I said that earlier. Vishnu, okay. Hate to say it, though, but it looks rushed. Should have been an alien faction. I agree. Leon should have been with Mystics. Okay. Fico says, so many poor decisions about the factions. Zhu is not chaos. Zhu should be chaos. Probably should be chaos. Lars and Krista are. That doesn't really make sense thematically at all. Lars and Krista. I think Jorgen is a good fit into the Chaos Tribe because he experimented with dark magic and it got him all twisted, right? But Lars and Krista are more like nature-y, right? We thought that they belonged in the Elf Tribe from the beginning. A lot of heroes seem just to be out of place. I agree. A couple of them do. But you can't have it both ways. You can't have heroes that work well mechanically together and also have heroes that work well thematically together, right? You can't always have it both ways. And I think that's what they're struggling with. Do tribes increase stats for every hero within, or is it only if a hero has skills depending on the tribe? BotLife has a great question, and I think this may be where they're going in the future. We're seeing this right now on Hero Wars, Facebook, and web. And by the way, there's no new events. There's no new events tonight, so it doesn't matter. Truthwatcher, the developer, specifically asked if I had any ideas for faction-wide benefits. Because I asked, is this a step in the direction of benefits of factions, multiple heroes in the same team, or, whatever? And he said, nothing specific yet to announce. What did he say? Actually, let me, instead of paraphrasing, let me go read word for word here. So I asked, I'm guessing this will roll into additional gameplay things in the future with factions, or is this all for now? And Truthwatcher, the developer, Sandbox developer, says, we don't have any plans yet, but if you have ideas, share it with me. So I think that it is possible in the future we get some kind of group buff, right? Right now we have that similarly on Facebook and web. We have the Ascension system. We can boost all of a mage class or all of the healer class. I wouldn't be surprised if they had something like that, but for factions on mobile. Probably late 2022 edition. Still no tank for engineers. Why put 3 healers in Mystery? I mean, who could be more way of nature than Invari, Maya, and Heidi? Agree 100%. Heidi is a monkey. Lives in nature. Doesn't make any sense. Maya doesn't make any sense. Invari could have been an engineer or a nature. Doesn't make sense. But I believe that the next hero is going to be an engineer tank. The factions are okay, but the distribution doesn't make sense. There was better synergies. Can't have it both ways. Klongen says, I thought it said fractions. I saw you make the fraction joke a couple of times. Fractions jokes. Fractions. But to have a faction team is an advantage I won't have unless I pour resources and upgrade 3 or 4 for a faction from scratch. Only if you focus on 2D. You understand that these factions only benefit these 12 heroes. The factions only benefit these 12 heroes. Aside from these 12 heroes, it doesn't benefit them at all. I mean, aside from like the buffs that they gain from, like Isaac, for example, boosts other engineers, and Alvinor boosts other elves or way of nature or whatever. Cleaver's faction is chaos. Dr. MV Phil, I mean, the Dwarmer were engineers. So, like, they were crafters. So they could have been both. Next year, going to be a math teacher? Well, there goes my job. They should have said faction 1, 2, and 3. Charlie, opinions on Zisha Twins, Lilith, Thorian, Krista, and this would be tank plus damage dealer because Zisha boost. I don't know, Victor. I don't know. I'm not leveling a Chaos team currently. Not the best person to ask about that. Not the best person to ask about that. So, a common question, and this is going to be one of the last major points that we're going to talk about, is when does this go live? There's no estimated time for when this is going to go live. All right. This has been a very common question. When is this happening? People want to prepare for this. How do you prepare for this? I don't know. I don't know how you prepare for it. I'm very hesitant to tell people to prepare for this. What if they do move Yasmin? What if they do swap Yasmin and Orion? What if they move Maya, Heidi, and Invari up to the nature? Like, what if they do move heroes before this is live? It doesn't say, traditionally these documents say subject to change or under development or, you know, may change in the future, but this one does not, which makes me think that this document itself was rushed. But I'm extremely hesitant to suggest people to go out and build teams based on this right now, because we don't know what's going to happen. This may not go into effect until like Halloween. Might not. It might not. But January 17th, I believe, is when we're going to get our first test. I think that it's going to be early, right? If faction brawls go live on the 17th, yet the skills and everything in the greater gameplay, like if faction synergies worked in that activity, but not in the greater game, like in the arena and Grand Arena and Guild War and Global Championships, that would mean that there's two versions of heroes in the game at the same time, and I don't know how that's going to work. So my guess on when factions are going to be added to the game and all of these heroes are going to be adjusted, all of these heroes are going to get their new factions, their tribe, is somewhere around the week of January 17th. That's my best guess. I have no idea. They may push the faction brawl to March, April, May, June. They may, I mean, they've moved global championships 3 times in the last month. They have. So twice in the last month, I should say. Nope, 3 times. It was 3 times. They've moved global championships. So I don't really know. It says 117 fraction event, so before then, right? Possibly. Possibly. Maybe see him on Facebook. Why would they release the list of heroes if they would change it? Victor, I think that this was rushed out before their holiday. They're all on holiday right now. The majority of the staff are off until like the 10th. They have a skeleton crew running the show. They had to put something out before they took holidays after bombing Winterfest. Fraction balls. How often do secondary skills for heroes trigger? Exuvium, that's a great question. Exuvium asks, off topic, but how often do secondary skills trigger? Referring to non-ultimate skills. Ultimate skills on manual mode you can trigger by clicking the button, obviously. The green and blue skills are on their own individual cooldown. All right? Some skills have a 10-second cooldown. Some skills have a 14-second cooldown. There's no uniformity between skills, all right? So what I mean by that is the Spirit Banishment green skill for Satori has, let's say hypothetically, a 10-second cooldown. I have no idea what the cooldown is, but let's say it's 10 seconds. Compared to the Devastation green ability on Astaroth, could be a 12-second cooldown. It could be a 12-second cooldown. The only way to know this, and it's not published anywhere, and they've refused to publish it anywhere because this is one of the ways that they tweak the game. They usually announce it before they tweak it. Facebook and web does not announce it, but mobile does. The only way we know this is Loadrunner digs out the data files for us, and he does that whenever he notices that there's a game change, so we can go back and look and see when the changes were and what the changes and what the changes exactly were. You can also test the timing of these abilities in a fight, but you have to use all five heroes, because if you have fewer than 5 heroes, the cooldown time is different. All right? It's the wildest thing. If you have 3 heroes in a fight, cooldowns are different. Not only that, but the first time in a fight that the green and the blue ability activate has a shorter cooldown than the rest of the times that it activates. So for example, Devastation could activate 6 seconds into the fight and then every 12 seconds after. All right? Satori's ability that we were just looking at, let's talk about Centurial Wisdom. No, Spirit Banishment. Spirit Banishment could activate for the first time 9 seconds into a fight, and then every 16 seconds after. So there's no set time to it. So Exuvium, I wish that there was an easy answer for that, but there just really isn't. I'm sorry. Tunes, I got no response whenever I submitted that, when I submitted that request. No response. There's a ×4 Winterfest sale today. I mean, that's not technically... I mean, we knew that was coming. I didn't know it went live today, but... I don't have a ×4 sale. I don't think I have anything going on Facebook either. Exuvium, it is. It is very weird. It is very weird. And what's more is, like, whenever I learned that if you do the testing but with only like 2 or 3 heroes, then the timing is different. Once I learned that, I was like, that's even wilder too. Let's see. Legends Draft is in development still. Let me find the post about Legends Draft. Should be released in February. Legends Draft coming in February. Wasn't the point of the influencers chat talk about changes before they happen? Sounds like the factions are pretty much in place. It's before they happen, though. We've made big changes. We've made big changes happen based on feedback. Which is why I'm super hesitant to tell anybody to level teams based on all that, based on those factions, because they could change. Shouldn't you make video again on individual heroes? So many heroes get reworked. Vishnu, people don't like watching those. I mean, I should, and I do whenever there's a hero-focused event. But if there's not a hero-focused event, there's not really a good reason to. Like, for anytime a hero is reworked, I do the video on the rework. Refresh webpage. The ×4 is live now on web. That means it's going to go live on Facebook in a couple hours. Why is this... weird? Sorry, guys. ×4 sale on Winterfest on Facebook and web goes live. I don't think it went live until tomorrow night, but here we are. Appreciate changes you and other creators have made. I'm loving the skin chests. Yeah. Time to cook dinner. You've made some changes, not big or huge, as Tim said. For the most part, Nexus does what they want. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we did help push the artifact event. The Titan artifact, or was it the Titan Skinstone event? It was one of the events we got them to push back. Your level 9 account is not in guild? Correct. A bit early. Appreciate changes. But at the same time, you know, like you said, they're going to do what they want to do. I wish that we had more pull. The Titan Skin Stone was the event you got pushed back. It wasn't us. Like, it wasn't me specifically. It was... I mean, we shared the information, and then a lot of people submitted submitted tickets. Will I get unused rewards from Ascension Season Soul Stones? Great question, Santiago. I have no idea. I think so, but I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. I've never been through an Ascension season, so I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what they're planning on doing with it. Spider-Man was amazing. I've thoroughly enjoyed the last 12 hours, last 24 hours or so. I've been spending a lot of time watching a lot of Easter egg videos. Very excited about watching Let There Be Carnage with the boys tomorrow morning. We're going to rent it on Apple TV. Now, Finkel's, though, they did not say that it would never happen. They never said that. They said that you can't buy them directly, which you cannot. And they said that the ability to get them was only going to be in the dungeon shop for now, but more chances will be added later. I mean, that was in there. That was in the document, the original document. I think there's a minimum level requirement to join a guild. Yep, level 30. Level 30 2D realms. The Amazing Spider-Man. I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the next one. I can't wait for the next Enter the Spider-Verse one. I love Miles Morales. We need more Judge stuff. Pat Fez, I've been leveling my Judge. I have. I think Judge is going to be awesome. I mean, already awesome. He's already awesome. But I think with... I think the addition of him in the tribes, I think, you know, gives him more options. I asked about unused rewards and was told that they would be mailed. If they are mailed, if unused... Okay, all right. Let's have this conversation. Let's talk about the what if here. If unused or unclaimed Ascension rewards, like Asgard Chosen of your choice, if unclaimed hero rewards are sent to your mailbox, then save them until the Titan Artifact event goes live on the 7th. Justice level Judge? It's not this account. It's not very leveled. I've been working on it. It takes a while. Where are you? Ooh. I had some Cajun pasta. Oh, man. I had some Cajun pasta today for dinner. It is not agreeing with me. See, I got up to about 30k power. Nice. Ranking reward, fireworks, activity points, Guild War victory. I'll collect all. Okay. Oh, I started this and I forgot that I started this. I'll have to do that. That's a long way down for Judge. I'm working on him. I'm starting to level Judge 2. Join the dark side. Just make sure they won't expire. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it. You know, when Ascension ends in, what 24-ish hours from now? We'll talk about it. All right. That's level... Is that level 1? Judge at 30k is level 1? Oh, he's level 130. Level 130. So thanks, everybody, for hanging out. They will find some way to make money off of factions. I don't know how yet. I hoped to figure it out. I hoped to figure out how they're going to make money on this. The only thing that I can think of is they're going to be adding these events. They're going to be adding faction-specific events. Like pay-to-win faction-specific events. That's the only thing that I can think of. You guys know how I feel about factions, tribes. Tribes now, factions later, whatever. You guys know how I feel about it. That they're like fractions. That they're noob traps. They're designed to get players to shift their focus from their main 5 team to another 5, right? To prolong their time in a game. You guys know how I feel about it. That's how I feel about all new heroes. Level up old heroes that solve the same problem, right? That have more skins. But I don't see it. Like, aside from leveling up new heroes because you think you need to build more of a specific tribe, I don't see yet how they're going to make money on this. And it's coming. Somehow, some way, they're going to make money on this. The only thing that I can think of is those faction-specific events. That's the only thing I can think of. That's actually going to be probably what I'm going to think about over the next, I don't know, the next week or so, is how they're going to do this. Factions have a lot of heroes, unlike tribes. Yeah. The Admiral Ackbar factions will rule you all, 00. How are they going to make money out of this? Because this is a lot of effort. Make money from the divide and conquer by breaking up metas? Yeah, probably. Probably. Anyway, live stream tomorrow is at 12 p.m. Central Time. That is 6 p.m. UTC. I'm not sure what time it is in Hawaii, Richard. Hopefully you got that figured out. Connecticut. UK, Australia. A lot of people watching all over the world. I'm not sure what time it is, but if we get more information, which tomorrow might be a very dry live stream. We don't really have anybody working at Nexters right now. We could talk about the next week. We can talk about the the letter to winter clause, I guess, but I don't know. We'll see. Tomorrow's the last day home for the boys. I think they go back to school on Monday, so pretty happy about that. But until tomorrow, guys, let's call it a night. Let's call it a night. Thanks everybody for hanging out. 10:23 in China. Well, good morning, Ryan. Tomorrow's a new year. Yep. Just remember, guys, say 2022 out loud, and it says 2022, as in 2020 also. Just something to keep in mind. Woof. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.